Hi, Forbes. I hope you're doing well. So I'm sorry for my voice already. I know I might be cutting a little bit because I'm a little bit sick. That's why I put a little song in the background, so it might be less annoying. But I hope you'll enjoy my video. So let's get started. So for my table of content for the video, I will talk about the project itself, a brief description of the company I chose. In my video, the first video, I decided to talk about chapter 1, management, chapter 3, ethics and social responsibility, and I have few sources at the end. So again, the project, it's again to compare the theory we learn in class with the book, with your PowerPoints versus reality in this course this semester, which is management. And so I decided to choose Garaga because my father is working there, so I thought it would be easier to ask him question about mm, management. And also, I've been working there as a marketing intern, so I'm pretty familiar with how the marketing department is managed. So, a brief description of Garaga. So, it was founded in 1983 by Michel Gendreau here, and the Garaga is one of the leading manufacturers of garage doors and overhead doors in Canada, and they are selling residential, commercial, agricultural, and industrial, not market, but garage doors. And they sell their products throughout Canada, the Northeastern and Great Lakes region of the US, Central and South America. So for chapter 1, management. So it mainly defines what management is, the function of management, kind of manager, the roles, sub roles of manager, requirements to be a good manager, regular mistakes the manager can do, and the different stages in. So for the four functions, there's planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. So I just realized we didn't hear the music, so I put it back. But I'm sorry for this little problem. But yeah, for my father, he mentioned that for planning, he's having a meeting once a week with all the directors, so the top manager, so the CEO, the president, and all the other director in marketing, accounting, and customer service. For organizing, he's the one who uh, assign who does what for the clients, how they should do it, and also he sets a deadline for them. For leading, he's the one responsible to present objectives and find solutions how to apply them. And he also mentioned that he personally prefer to include employees in decision making so everything is working well and everyone agree. And for controlling, he follow the month, the following month. He's looking at what was done and um, where they are right now and if they are meeting their objective. For example, for the kinds of manager at Garaga, so in the book it said that top manager are CEO, CFO, COO. So in the case of Garaga, there's only one president, and then he's the one responsible to decide the final decision and determine objective to be obtained. For middle manager, they are usually plant, regional, divisional manager. And for my father, he said that in this case, the middle manager are the marketing director, accounting director, and customer service director. So they help attain objectives set by the top manager by developing key strategies. First line manager in the book, it says that they are responsible to train and supervise the performance non-managerial employees, and in this case, they are responsible for the interns or new employees. For example, I had a supervisor who was in charge of all the interns in marketing, and her boss was the marketing director, and the boss of the marketing director was the president. So this is how it works at Garaga. And for the team leaders, I would say that um, this is basically pretty much every employees between them, they motivate themselves, but especially the people who are in the social club at Garaga, they find activities and yeah, so they are responsible to make sure that everyone feels included. For a managerial role, so my father said that is mostly informational because he's the one in charge to take information and communicate them to the clients, and he helped them get organized. He's kind of the link between the clients and the top management manager. So he's the one who reports the decisions of the top manager to the clients, and he tell them the info provided and the task and how to achieve them, well, the objective too. Now I will talk about chapter 3, which is ethics and social responsibility. So it mainly talks about unethical workplace behaviors, ethics guidelines and legislation in North America, ethical decision making, and social responsibility. So in the books, it says that ethics is a set of moral principles or values that defines right and wrong for a person or group. And my father said that basically for him, it's applying the desired values he wants to project. So for example, at Garaga, it's not allowed to wear jeans. So being professional and clean is very important. Be on time also as well. So it's a sign of politeness, and respecting clients, so always calling them Mr. or Mrs. before their name, well, saying their last name. So also he says that ethics is what is important for the company, and also for Garaga is very important to collaborate with not-for-profit enterprise to give back to society. So finally, the last question I asked him was the types of work deviance. So there's production deviance, which is um, sorry, unethical behavior that hurts the quality and quantity of work produced. So as an example, my father gives for Garaga was um, if the work environment was not well adapted, the non-conformity or lack of the tools and equipment, the quality of the raw materials, and the employee who, um, for example, does not show up without tenant. For property deviance, which is again unethical behavior, but that aimed at the organization, property, or products. So for the property deviance, he mentioned examples such as um, the maintenance of the equipment, being always updated for according to the logistic, not only for the machinery but also for maybe like for example the computer, the systems, and everything, and the verification of the raw material because garage doors are mainly made with raw materials as you can see on the video. So, for political deviance, which is using one's influence to harm others, he mentioned that, for example, again, which is very similar to the book, gossiping, competition between employees to get reward, or maybe to have more tasks. And he also had a case about an employee who was yelled by a client at the customer service, and the customer service director uh, had supported this employee who was getting harmed by this client. So it's very important that the employees feel supported by their manager, so that he had his back. And for personal, sorry, aggression, which is hostile or aggressive behavior toward others, this is pretty much the same as the example that we're giving in the book. So sexual verbal harassment, um, stealing coworkers. So it might be, for example, in their purse or just in their. We all have a little desk area. Or also it could be also harassment because between men and women, lesbians, gays, or because the diversity of the culture. So that's pretty much it for the theory versus reality. So, in conclusion, I would say that the theory versus the reality are pretty similar, both of them, because like there may be some more specifications according to the job you do, but for the ethics, I think that's this is the chapter that was the more similar. But regarding the management, that's for sure, depending on the functions and the kind of manager you need in the company, or the depending also of the type of industry you're working in, this might differ, but there's always like a person that is higher than you. So the principle of top manager and the first line, this is always apply in every company. And it's sure that for the managerial roles, it depends of what is your job. So that's pretty much it. So I hope you'll enjoy it and that my voice wasn't too much annoying. Bye, Fords.